Okay, guys. So, good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. So, I just want to make another video for my next lie, second lie of the Limitless book of Jim Quick, which is the lie number one. Lie number one is all about intelligence is fixed. Uh, the lie number one is basically about what's the difference of fixed and growth mindset. How can you overcome your limiting beliefs? How can a limiting beliefs can affect you? So you can watch what the lie number one talks about in my previous video. So for now, I'm talking about the lie number two, which is about we are using 10% of our brains. So basically, yeah, we only use 10% of our brains. So from this part, uh, Jim Jim Quick talks about um, because based on so many researchers from schools, from scientists, from experts, from specialists, so well-known doctors, well-known psychologists, neurologists, all of them, they are all talking about a uh, about the uh, thing about 10%. We are only using 10% of our brains. So if as of now, it's still a theory wherein some agrees that we are still using 10, 20, 30, 40% of our brain, and some believes that we are using the full capacity of our brain in our daily day-to-day basis. So based from this book is telling me, some attribute to author and philosopher William James, who wrote The Energies of Man, that we are making use only a small part of our possible mental and physical resources, and it could have originated with the work of Pierre Florence, a French physicist famous for his discoveries in the late 1800s. So they basically, um, from his theory, wherein they made an experiment where on a rat that they operated the rat, the brain of the rat. So they removed part of his brain. I think, as far as I can remember, they removed the wait remove parts of the rat's cerebral cortex, the cerebral cortex, which is an area responsible for higher order cognitive processing. So he found that the rats could still relearn some tasks. So even though they removed parts of the brain's rat, the after putting it back altogether, the rat can still relearn some of his can still relearn some tasks. So this led him to hypothesize incorrectly that whole parts of the brain were not necessarily being used. So basically, they are agreeing that we are only using 10% of our brains, because even though it's only a hyp, hypno hypothesis that we are only using, but that's a rat. So basically, it's different from a human, but well, we don't know really. And another thing is, some says that we are actually using the we are actually using already the 100% capacity of our brain, wherein it says here that wait here. Okay, scientists have also determined that the brain's region have distinct functions that work together. After extensive mapping the brain over decades, they've already concluded there are no functionless areas of the brain. And finally, we've learned that the brain uses process called synaptic pruning. If we didn't use a large portion of our brains, we wouldn't expect to see large areas of degeneration. We don't unless disease are present. So basically, this says that we are using 100% of our brain. So which is which? And Jim Kick wants to sum up all this context with this is a myth, just isn't true. So actually, this he says here in his last statement that this myth just isn't true. In an interview with Scientific American neurologist Barrow Gordon from Johns Hopkins School of Medicine in Baltimore, said that this idea is wrong, is so wrong, it is almost laughable. Because from all this idea, they all compare the pros and cons, and they talk about the movie Lucy, wherein if you know the movie Lucy, yes, you can put in the comment box Lucy to know, so that I can know if you watch the movie Lucy and all. Lucy is actually a movie wherein in 2014 movie Lucy claimed we use 10% at any given time in 27, and in 2017 an episode of Black Mirror show known for its research and well thought through the use of facts and statistics. So basically it's all scientific, and yeah, so basically that's it. And here's the truth. Here's the truth what Jim Kick wants to implies to us. So what I want you to take from this is that you have all the power of your brain available to you now. The utopia that each of these movies and TV shows depicts is already possible for you. So basically, all these movies, TV shows, um, actually it will all come true if you only believes in it, that you are working your brain that every day, because as they say, brain, your mindset is a muscle, where your brain is a muscle wherein um if you try and grind and train your brain every day, it will become bigger and more knowledgeable, more intelligent as day goes by, just like your muscle, yeah. So if you try to push up 10 for now, 20, 30, 40, 50 every day, so basically eventually your muscle will grow big, same as your brain. All right. So while we use all so it says here that while we use all of our brain, some people use their brain better than others. So this is where uh, we all differentiate, because some others don't really use their brain more often than others. So just as most people use 100% of their body, there are some bodies that are faster, stronger, more flexible, and more energized than others. So it's a lot logically thinking, if you um, we have all the same brains, but we don't have the same um, what do you call this? We don't have the same process on how to use frequently on how to use our brain. So basically, we have the same brains, but some some don't use it, some use it, some frequently use it, some always use it. So yes, so basically we have this 10% usage of brain, 20%, 30, 40. But if you continuously use your brain, then eventually you'll get to the point of 100% using your brain. Just like Jim Quick gives an example where in 100% of their body, some bodies that are faster, stronger, and more flexible and more energized than others. So the key to learn how to use your brain is efficiently and effectively as humanly possible can, and your brain is and by the end of this book, the key is to learn how to use your brain. So basically, what Jim Quick is telling you is that the key to learn how to use your brain as the key is to learn to learn. So the key is to learn and learn and learn and learn, and to frequently use your brain as efficiently and effectively as possible. And by the end of this book, you'll have the tools to do so. So uh, watch till subscribe in my channel so that we can discuss more about this book. And so to create a new belief, I am learning to use my whole brain in the best way possible. So change your belief now that you are using your brain in the best way possible. Don't think of, oh, I can't do that, Mr. Yun, because I don't have the brain capacity. I don't cannot do that, Mr. Yun, because I'm lazy to read a book. I'm lazy to learn. I'm lazy of everything. I'm lazy of my life. So yeah, so you will stay as the default default status of your life as is. If you don't want to learn, then so be it. If you want to learn, grow, develop, then read as many books, i- take actions, apply, and grow. Bye bye, guys. See you again tomorrow or the next day for the next, the third lie of learning. The third lie of learning. So, see you guys. Peace.